Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
The greatest enemy of Adam's children is Shaitan, from whose evil no one is safe, except those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills. This devil has diverted great devotees and monks from the right path in history and made them commit such sin. Those who have been told to stay away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this video, we will talk about one of those people, a worshipper named Barsisa, who worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all his life and was among the pious. But one day he fell into the devil's trap and fell madly in love with a beautiful girl and died in disbelief. Thousands of years ago, in the nation of Bani Israel, there was a worshipper, a brave person whose name was Barsisa. He spent 50 years of his life in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At that time, no one among the Israelites was more pious than him. Barsisa was looked upon with respect by all. In this nation, there were 3 brothers who were military soldiers. They had a beautiful sister, and these 3 brothers had to go on a journey to war. But they were not willing to leave the sister alone at home like this. It was a difficult decision. The 3 brothers wanted someone who would take good care of their sister. These brothers started looking for such a person in the town. Someone told these brothers about Barsisa because Barsisa was very good and honest. People in this town gave examples of his bravery and faith. The 3 brothers went to Barsisa to leave their sister. Barsisa heard their problem and refused to keep their sister and take this responsibility because Barsisa did not want any disturbance in his worship. But Satan, it happens to humans all the time. Shaitan struck the first blow on Barsisa and created a thought in his heart. If you did not take care of this girl and someone else ruined her life, then you will also get her sin. Barsisa came under the devil's whisper and took responsibility for this girl. Now, that girl lived in the room opposite the worship room of Barsisa, and in the beginning, Barsisa used to place the food and drink of this girl at the door of her room. But that girl used to attract Barsisa towards her and seduce Barsisa with her beauty. But Barsisa didn't care about these things. He was a very good and pious person. But one day the devil put a whisper in the heart of Barsisa. That poor girl herself comes to the door to take her food and drink and her necessities. People look at her. Why don't you put food, etc. inside her room? Barsisa liked this whisper of Shaitan. The next day, Barsisa took lunch and went to the girl's room. The girl extended her hand to take the food. Barsisa's heart wants to shake hands with her. Her voice is also very good. I want to talk to this pretty girl. Thus, step by step, Barsisa got closer to the girl, and because of her beauty, fall in love with her. In the same way, girl started having similar feelings for Barsisa, and love started growing between both of them, and even both turned to adultery, and the girl became pregnant. Now, the devil created fear in the heart of Barsisa that what will happen to your honor when this girl is asked who is the father of her baby. What will this girl answer? Your honor will be lost in the dust. What will people think about Barsisa? And what will you say to the girl's brother? What will you answer? All this, the devil had created fear in the heart of Barsisa. Barsisa was persuaded by Satan to kill the girl, and Barsisa killed the girl at last and buried the body of this girl in the ground. A few days passed, and the girl's brother came back from the war and went to Barsisa's house to meet their sister. Barsisa began to cry and said, that after the departure of you three brothers, your sister could not bear the grief and died. Barsisa took these three brothers to the grave of this girl and said, "This is your sister's grave." Now these brothers had faith in Barsisa because he was a worshipper and pious. He must be speaking the truth. They all came to their homes, and at night these three brothers have a similar dream. When they woke up in the morning, they talk to each other and think that this is all a whisper of the devil and nothing else. But all of them, the younger brother, said, "What's wrong with the researching?" They go to the same grave near Barsisa's house and they start digging. From there, they find the body of a girl and a child. Now they understood the whole matter because Satan already had told them all in a dream. Those three brothers went to the king with this matter and said, "This is what Barsisa has done to our sister." In this way, the case was conducted and the investigation was conducted on Barsisa. In the end, it proved that Barsisa has committed a crime. He will be punished. And Barsisa was condemned to death. On the day that Barsisa was to be sentenced, on that day Satan appeared before Barsisa and said, "Barsisa, I can save you. Didn't I save you every time before?" Shaitan said, "You bow down to me and I will save you." Barsisa bowed down to Satan and Barsisa was stoned to death. In this way, Satan committed adultery by a worshipper, and a good servant then killed him, and finally, after committing a shirk, ended him in disbelief. May Allah protect us and all Muslims from the evil of Shaitan.